The following story is based on real events from my point of view. Due to self-incrimination, privacy, and the fact that all this shit might be 100% real, especially because the police got some of this shit documented, 98% of the names have been changed, pictures been blurred. I don't own the right to the instrumentals in the background, but I do own the rights to the pictures and the videos. Chapter 13. Pictures been blurred. I don't owe the police got some of this shit doctors in the videos. Chapter 13, Fallen Empire. So yeah, 2009 was like the wildest year of my life. So much shit happened. That's why I got so many chapters on 2009. So now I had a criminal record, so I was kind of stuck at my job, and I was trying to move, but I didn't want to move to another state or to another city with a criminal record. So I was just trying to save my money.
In a Four Loko is the equivalent of 4 beers, a Red Bull, and a shot of espresso, all for less than $3.
Around this time, we was heavy on those Four Lokos, and one day I'm on my way to go get Four Lokos from the corner store near Kirkwood, and I riding through Kirkwood, and I see one of my homegirls, KK. But before I pulled up there, I saw a group of niggas. They was like, "Yo, J. Cool, what up? Hey, come here, yo." So I just kept riding. I told them I'd be back. Then I pulled up on her, and she was like, "Yo, they was just talking about setting you up." I'm like, "Word? These bitch ass niggas?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know who slashed your tires at Walmart." And she told me, she named 4 different dudes. And I'm like, "Word?" Because one of them, I thought we was cool. I got his number in my phone and all of that. Matter of fact, I got all their number in my phone because they used to hang with me. They used to be they wanted to be down with Northside Hood back in the day. So I called Thomas. That's one of the dudes. I called Thomas. He was like, "Hello?" I'm like, "Yeah, what up, bitch? This J. Cool. You know what time it is, nigga? You slashed my tires, you fuck." And then I hung up. About 10 minutes later, his number called me back, so I answered. I was like, "What's up, bitch?" He said, "Whoa, you know who this is?" I said, "I don't give a fuck who this is." He said, "This Brick, nigga." I said, "Nigga, I don't give a fuck." He like, "Thomas, my little brother." I said, "Well, your brother slashed my tires, so when I see him, it's going down." Brick said, "Well, when I see you, we gonna have to do what we gotta do, and you know I don't fight." I said, "Yeah, I know your bitch ass don't fight, so you better have those guns ready." And we hung up. So now I'm back to beefing with Brick and his crew. And around this time, Rod just got out and was working at McDonald's with Brick. So Rod hit me up one day and was like, "Yo, you still beefing with Brick?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, I work with him, man. Keep looking at me, yo." So while I'm on the phone with Rod, Brick walked past him and staring at him. Rod was like, "Man, what the fuck you looking at? Hey, hold on, J. Cool, I gotta hit you back." And Rod hung up. Then a few minutes later, Rod hit me back. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Man, I followed him to the bathroom and we had a discussion." He said, "Brick said, yo, I know you and J. Cool, but me and his beef don't got nothing to do with you." Which is correct. So, you know, I told Rod, don't even worry about that. That shit between me and him gonna handle it. Ain't got nothing to do with y'all Northside Hoods. It's me versus them. There's some shit that I started that I'm gonna finish. So with that being said, my beef with Brick and his crew is my beef with Brick and his crew. That shit ain't got nothing to do with the Green Mafia boys, which is Rod and Rev. This was more of a Northside Hood thing versus Brick crew. Shortly after this, Rod ended up getting locked up. Now what's crazy is before Rod got locked up, I was telling him about how my gun got stolen. And the 3 niggas I think stole my gun is Abu, Figs, and Reg. And Abu happened to be locked up with Rod during this time. Abu locked up for shooting a gun at people and running, and then he was snitching, and all this was documented in the newspaper, in the Camden articles. They had his real name in there, say he snitched on a lot of people. And he got caught with a stolen gun. Wonder was it my gun? Anyway, him and Rod ended up getting a room together. And Rod beat the fuck out of him. Rod was taking his food, beating him up, and he ended up snitching on Rod. Anyway, around this time, me and Fat Boy was chilling in Kirkwood at the corner store. And while we was in there, we seen Blades and a whole bunch of Kirkwood niggas. I saw Fat Boy sitting there with his fist balls up. I'm like, "Yo, you good?" Then we watched everybody walk out the store and they left. Then me and Fat Boy went left behind them and we got in the car. While we sit in the car, Fat Boy said, "I thought it was gonna jump off." I said, "Why you say that?" And he was like, "Shit, a few weeks ago I seen these niggas while I was in Kirkwood and they came up to me asking me about you." I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, Ted was with Blades and Ted was holding a pistol and they was like, 'Yo, you seen J. Cool?' And I'm like, 'Word?' And I just seen Blades and he ain't say nothing to me. That's crazy, but that's how it is in Camden, yo. It's like everybody I know who Camden was starting to go against me, but I wasn't worried about that because I never fucked around in Camden like that anyway, except in Super J's. Shit, we used to ride to the net. So one day I'm working at Walmart, just chilling at work, and my coworker G Money came to the back. And G Money always be joking around, so I couldn't take him serious. But he was like, yo, you know Brick and the squad out there looking for you, right? I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, cause at this time, Brick apparently was locked up. So I wasn't believing G Money, so I said, where he at? Show me. But why when I walk out the back door to leave out of the stock room, I see Brick, Reg, and 2 other niggas. So I walked over to Brick and I was like, what's up? Brick was like, what the fuck you mean, what's up, nigga? I seen that little rap dish you did. I'm like, alright, so what's up? So he's like, what's up, nigga? And he got a fighting stance. So I got in fighting stance. And everybody with him started getting in fighting stance. So one of my coworkers, A Blood, came up and was like, nah, y'all ain't gonna jump. Y'all do one-on-one. Brick was like, fuck that, come outside. I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna be out there when I get off. All those niggas was like, yeah, we gonna see you. And Red kept looking at me, shaking his head. And Red started walking close. I'm like, you better back the fuck up. I was about to hit Reg. But my coworkers, they pulled me back into the back stock room. And Brick and his squad ended up leaving. Usually I'll be the one pulling up on everybody. That was my first time having anybody pull up on me. So basically, Brick and his squad had a hit out on me. And after this, I rode through their neighborhood looking for them. And then they got on the internet talking crazy.
What's up with this J. Cool nigga, man? Like, really, honestly, my nigga, like you're nobody to beef with, my nigga. Like, where are you? Where you stand in the rankings, my nigga? That's just the shit I just want to ask you sometimes. Like, I don't understand you, my nigga. Like, you causing wild shit on yourself. Like niggas just want to beat you the fuck up, like, cause you can't rap worth shit. Niggas like you talking to somebody. What the fuck, nigga? Like, you should quit. You should get a job. Go to school, get a GED or something, nigga, you feel me? That's the shit you need to do. That's the shit you need to be focusing on. Cause this rap shit, man, leave us the fuck alone before we beat you the fuck up. You feel me? Like, I don't even feel like dissing you cause you ass, nigga. You feel me? That's the type of shit I'm on. You out here making videos, talking about you riding through the hood, nigga. What? Who cares, my nigga? You rode around the hood, nigga. You rode the back way. You ain't pulling the veil. Stop flexing, nigga. You know them young boys tore your stupid ass up. Guns, money, or no money, nigga.
I remember one time me, Rel, and Trey was like, yo, let's go to the Met and get some shorties. And around this time, this when Rel had the braids in his head, Rel was like, shit, I know I'm gonna dad something today. I got my hair freshly braided. So as we riding down 2 Notch, we turned on Decker Boulevard and we seen this little snow bunny walking. Shorty reminded me of Bad Baby. But anyway, Rel was like, yo, and she was like, yo. So you know us. Shit, I'm like, shit, let me pull over. So I pull over and Rel told her to get in the car. So she got in the back seat with Trey and Rel. As I'm looking in my rearview mirror, I see Trey sucking on her titties and I see Rel fingering her. So I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down. So we pull up at the room and she ended up paying for the room, and I saw I hit her back later on after I leave the bank. Which we all know I wasn't gonna do that shit unless I'm staying the night there, which I ain't planning on doing. So we get in the room, everybody's just looking at each other. I'm like, man, y'all tripping, what's up? So I ended up getting her in the doggy style, so you already know what's going on. And while I'm doing that, Trey up there messing on her face doing you know what, which we're not gonna say on this video. So after me and Trey got done, her and Rel was left, and me and Trey walking out, she like, where y'all going? And we was like, yo, we be right back. And me and Trey took off running down the hallway laughing, and we left Rel in the room with her. And as I'm sitting in the car, I see Rel running full speed like, yo, let's go, let's go, let's go. Laughing. And Trey was mad, he was like, man, y'all tripping, she might lie and say we raped her and this and that. I'm like, man, back then I wasn't even thinking about no shit like that, but Trey was right. She could have lied and did that, but she didn't. She knew what it was. Everybody had fun, and it was just that simple. See, back then, everybody wasn't prostitutes. There was such things called jump-offs. Now you got prostitutes. Back then, we had jump-offs that would jump off for free. And that hotel ended up being notorious, man. I had so many missions at that hotel. Shit, I even got Duke a mission at that hotel. One night, me and Duke was posted up at a little hood-ass gas station on 2 Notch. And Duke was paying for my gas. He was pumping the gas in the car, and a car full of shorties pull up. Puerto Rican shorty. She was mad bad. She was like, dang, I like that gangster stuff. she was talking about my Scarface whip, but she thought it was Deuce whip because he was pumping the gas, and he ended up getting her number. And she told him to come to the room, so I took him to the room. I let him pull up. I let him drive my car, pull up to the room, and he ended up getting it in with her inside the car. That's what kind of person I was. I was never a hater. I was getting a lot of shorties, so I wanted everybody to get shorties. I looked out for everybody. Another joint that happened at the hotel was this mission I had with Renegade. Military break, and he was like, yo, come to the Met, come scoop me up. I'm gonna get you a room, get me a room, and I got 2 shorties, what's up? So I rode to Fort Jackson in Columbia, and I picked Renegade. He had the 2 shorties with him, and both of them was bad. I'm like, damn, they fine, and they in the military? So we ended up going to, what's the name of that club? It was a reggae club, I think it was called, damn, I don't remember the name of the shit. But it was a reggae club that was right there across from Columbia Mall. And me and Shorty in there grinding. While we in there, I ran in the room. I was like, what up? He's like, what up, blood? Rest in peace, Rome. But that was, I think, the last time I seen him. But yeah, me and Shorty, we was talking, and then that Flex song came on by Mad Cobra. She started grinding on me, kissing on my neck. I already knew what time it was. I was ready to get back to the room. So Renegade, we went to their room. Me and my Shorty went to my room, and we got it in. But I had a scare too, because after we was done, I went in the bathroom to take the rubber off, and only half of it was on me. The top part was missing. I'm like, uh-oh, I hope she ain't pregnant. But then again, if she is, she fine. And she in the military, this ain't a bad option for a baby mama. But at this point, I wasn't ready to have no kids. But I guess she never got pregnant because, you know, she never hit me up after that, and it was cool, you know. We had fun that night, but I never heard from her no more after that. So even though I was staying in Camden, I was getting a lot of recognition in Columbia, and police started noticing me too. One, because I had the Scarface whips, you know what I'm saying? But we used to always be out there. One day we coming back from Columbia, and we ended up getting pulled over. They pulled me over because they said I came out of a driveway improperly. I improperly drove out of a driveway. I don't know how the fuck you do that. So next thing he was like, yo, you got residue on your hoodie, so I need to go through your car. And I'm like, residue of what? So they ended up going through my car, looking for shit, couldn't find shit. And then they was looking at Rel like, hey, I know you. And dude was like, what's your name? He's like, Rel. He's like, yeah, I gotta get a picture of you. Rel was like, what for? He said, for a lineup. And they took a picture of Rel. So after that, we ended up heading back to the crib in Steeplechase. And while we chilling in the crib, Rel's mother called. I was like, Rel, where you at? He was like, I'm at J. Cool house. She's like, you got a baby? He was like, oh, word. She was like, yeah, you need to come home now. Your baby mother and the baby here. Rel was like, word. Later on, we found out the baby wasn't his, but his reaction had me dying laughing. Rel was just like, oh, word. Rel was a wild dude, yo. What kind of reaction is that?
This what happen when you drink with J. Cool. You get real fucked up like this nigga.
So I was at work trying to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get home. Then all of a sudden I hear, yo, J. Cool. I turn around, it's Rod. He walking with Rel. I'm like, oh shit, what up, my nigga, you out? Rod was like, hell yeah, man, I just got out. So Rod just got out of jail for Grand Theft Auto and shit. So I was like, shit was good. He's like, shit, let's ride to the Met. I was like, I ain't got my whip. He said, shit, I got a whip outside. I said, bet, I'm about to clock out. So when I clock out, Rod pulled up in a nice ass, I was about to say the name of the car, but I'm not gonna say it due to self-incrimination, but a nice ass whip. Once I seen the whip, I said, oh hell no, I'm not getting in that shit. Rod was like, why not? I said, my nigga, you just got out for Grand Theft Auto. There's no way you driving this kind of car, bro. He told me, man, this my car, man, it's legit, bro. I said, yo, Rod, this a high-class car, son. Word. Rod said, man, I just got out. You think I'm gonna do something to get in trouble again? So he had a point, so I said, fuck it. I'm gonna ride with y'all to the Met. So we rode through Elgin, Pontiac, and as soon as we got to Columbia on 2-notch, police get behind us. I said, Rod, you sure you good? The police behind us. And Rel looked back and said, oh shit, oh shit. I said, see, man, fuck that. This car hot, man. Hey, take me home. Rod said, chill out. Rod mashed the gas, turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. Parked in somebody's yard, the police went past. So after we lost the boys, I'm like, bruh, take me back home. Fuck this shit. So before we stopped home, we went back to Walmart. And I saw a group of chicks. They was like, what up, J. Cool? Why you ain't tell me y'all was throwing a party? I was like, what up, Riri? And what the fuck are you talking about throwing a party? Then she showed me a flyer that said it's gonna be a party at my address. I'm like, what the fuck? So I guess my roommate, Fat Boy, he's throwing a party. And I'm like, damn, it's a party in my crib and I ain't even know. So I told Rod, hell yeah, take me back to the crib. So when we got back, it was mad shorties at the crib, yo. So we was turning the fuck up. It was nowhere for Rod to park, so he parked down the street, which was good because that car was hot. So we turning up, partying, this bunch of shorties, more shorties than dudes, so everybody was bagging something. That shit felt good to come home to a bunch of shorties, word. And I had so much respect from everybody that was there that nobody went in my room and was fucking with my shit or fucking with my stash. So I end up doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Then the next morning I wake up, I'm stepping over people. I go to piss in the bathroom and it's a pregnancy test in the garbage can. I'm like, uh-oh, somebody done fucked up. That shit used to be funny, waking up seeing beer cans, bitches, and condom wrappers all over the floor. Like, we used to turn the fuck up for real. Fuck the Diddy party. Parties we used to throw was crazy. So the next morning we woke up like, yo, we about to party again tonight.
We used to be wilding on Four Locos back in the day. This was definitely that Four Loco era. So all day we've been drinking Four Locos. Then Old School came out with some gin. We started drinking on Old School. He was the OG out there.
Oh shit.
We gotta say, do what you do. Hey, huh?
Oh shit. Old school. Hey, I think we real fucked up. I mean, when I say we real messed up, we real messed up.
Yo, look at me.
Drinking on Old School. He was the OG out there. Old School was lit. He got us lit as hell too. Old School got so messed up that he passed out, so we carried him to his home. We left him leaning against the door, then we knocked on the door and ran. When his wife answered the door, he fell in. And before we left to go to Winsboro with Fat Boy set up, Rod got super wasted. Rod was wasted, yo.
Go ahead, Rob. Oh, this nigga's gay.
You know how fucking Chihuahua be doing me. You know how Chihuahua be doing. Oh shit, man, damn.
So Fat Boy was like, yo, I got like 8 shorties in Winsboro, yo, let's ride out there. So we roll out there deep as hell. I roll out there with all the homies. It was me, Ra, Rel, they cousin, Wood, Oven, and Fat Boy. Trey ended up staying behind and he ended up getting locked up on some wild shit. So we went to the crib and we sitting there, it was like 8 of them and 8 of us. So Oven was like, yo, what's up? Y'all fucking? Next thing I know, everybody started getting it in. And when we was done, we was heading back home. And one of the shorties called Fat Boy phone was like, yo, my homegirl phone missing. One of your homies must have took it. So Fat Boy pulled over, was like, yo, whoever the fuck got that phone better get hand me that shit now. Everybody was silent. I'm like, man, come on, yo. Let's not do this shit, man. We don't roll like that. So Rob was like, fuck it, here. And he gave the phone to Fat Boy. Fat Boy went back to those shorties' crib and dropped the phone off. So on our way back to Camden, at the Rod, it was real silent. Fat Boy and Rod wasn't speaking to each other. And when we got home, Rod Rel tried to come in. Fat Boy was like, nah, man, not tonight, yo. And I told Rod, hey, man, Fat Boy said you can't come in, man. You know what I'm saying? So Rod was like, fuck it. So he went and got the stolen whip. And him and Rel went to sleep in the stolen whip right in front of our crib. The next morning, I hear a bunch of car doors being slammed shut, and it woke me up. When I looked out the window, I saw like 10 police cars, and they had Rod Rel surrounded, and they was pulling them out the car. I was like, damn, it's over for them. So a few days later, Trey got out, and Trey was like, man, I gotta get some money, man, to pay this fucking fine. He was like, yo, you still got that sawed-off shotgun? I was like, yeah. He said, I know somebody who will buy that shit. We can split the money. I said, bet. I ain't need it because around this time I had a lot of guns, but you know what's crazy? My fingerprints wasn't on none of the guns and they all mines, but everybody else's fingerprints was on the guns. Guess I was the only one moving smart at that time. So I was like, man, too much people get locked up, man. I ain't trying to go with you to go sell that shit. So I'll tell you where to get the gun from and you take it and go sell it. So Trey went and got the gun and he went to go sell that shit. And I ain't never hear from him. The next day, Oven hit me up and was like, yo, you heard what happened to Trey? I said, nah. He said he got pulled over after leaving his spot. And he got caught with a sawed-off shotgun. So he might be doing some serious time. I was like, damn. I realized that my time in Camden was running out. So I had to hurry up and get the fuck up out of Camden because everyone around me was getting locked up. So I get a knock on the door and it's Spud.
Spud was like, yo, you talked to Oven today? I was like, yeah. He's like, you can take me to his house? I agreed to do it because it was right around the corner. So as I'm on the way to the Oven house, I'm turning on this road. I saw an unmarked unit ride past me. Then they did a U-turn. So they followed me to Oven house. As soon as I got out the car, I was surrounded. And the detective came out the car and he was like, J. Cool, what's up, J. Cool? Where the guns at? I'm like, what are you talking about? And who's J. Cool? He like, don't play dumb. And then he was like, Spud, remember me? I was like, nah, I don't remember you. So they pat both of us down, and I seen Oven looking out the window, because we was right in front of Oven house when this happened. When they went in my pockets, they found a bunch of empty baggies that I used to bag weed up in, but it was no weed, just the baggies. The detective said, I could lock you up for this, but I know you gonna fuck up, because all y'all fucking up, so I'ma just wait. So he took a picture of my car, took a picture of me. He was like, oh, by the way, I seen your YouTube videos too. You could get in trouble for that because you're using real guns. Those are not props. Those are real weapons. So the detective drove off. At that moment, I knew I had to get out of Camden immediately. So I went back home and started packing my shit, and I was giving everybody deals on weed because I was trying to get rid of all that shit to leave with a lot of money. And I told him to ride with me to Columbia. So we ended up getting pulled over because we went through a roadblock. My speaker had a short in it, so I ended up hitting a pothole and made my speakers go all the way up. And my car started beating real loud, so the police was like, hey, turn that down. Matter of fact, pull over. I was like, damn. So the officer was shining his light in my car. He asked for the registrations, and Rail was looking through my glove box. All of a sudden, you see Rail reaching under the seat. The cop's like, what the fuck you doing? Then he shine a light, and you see a beer can by Rail foot. Well, actually a Four Loko can by Rail foot. He said, oh, you got an open container? Both of y'all get the fuck out the car. I'm looking at Rail like, what the fuck you doing? Rail was like, yo, it rolled on my foot. And I had about an ounce of weed in my pocket on my vest. So I was like, I know I'm going to jail. Cop was like, you smell like weed. Take everything out your pockets. I'm praying to God, please get me out of this, man. I ain't trying to go back to jail. So after I emptied my pockets, they went to all my pockets, except for the one that was inside of my vest that had the weed in it. Man, I got lucky. God looked out for me because it's no way like that shit was crazy that they didn't find it. I told Rail, I'm done. I ain't selling no more weed in South Carolina. I am done. The cop let us go and he said, I see y'all got pending charges. And I was like, yeah, man, that racist cop, officer asshole, and he knew who it was, so he was laughing. This was a black cop that got me this time. He was laughing. I think he felt bad because he knew that cop was racist. He ended up cutting us a break, you know what I'm saying? Plus, we ain't had nothing but that open container. They could have locked us up for that, but they let us go. So I told myself I'm either moving to Myrtle Beach or to Atlanta, Georgia, because my sister told me she needed help in Atlanta, Georgia. But I really wanted to move to Myrtle Beach, but at this point, either one. So before I pack up and leave South Carolina, I was telling Rail, like, yo, I want to swing by and go see Rob. And Duke came over, he was like, yo, I'll move with you. So I said, fuck it. We gonna leave South Carolina in the next couple days. So a few days later, we all decided to go pull up on Rob in Kershaw County Detention Center. I was gonna go pick up Rail before I went there, but Rail's mother called me and she's like, J. Cool, y'all gonna go pull up on Rob? I was like, yeah. She said, all right, Rail on his way there now. I said, cool, I ain't gotta pick him up. She's like, no, he on his way to jail. He just got locked up. I'm like, what the fuck? Wasn't he at church? So apparently Rail was sitting outside of the church and the police rode past him and they was mean mugging him. So Rail was mean mugging them, and then he stuck his middle finger at them. So they did a U-turn, pulled up to the church, and Rail ran inside, and they ran inside behind him and locked him up in front of his whole family at the church. And it's fucked up because he had his baby in his arms when they was trying to lock him up. But they don't give a fuck. They locked him up and charged him with disorderly conduct. That's crazy. So last, and he was like, where Rail? I said, oh, he on his way, but he coming as an inmate. Rob was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, man, we about to dip out of South Carolina because shit too hot right now, man. He was like, shit, y'all hold it down, man. I'm gonna get at you when I get out. So me and Duke left. It probably would have been better if I moved to Myrtle Beach because some shit happened. I found out later, which y'all will find out later in my chapters. But anyway, I decided to move to Atlanta, Georgia to help my sister instead of moving to Myrtle Beach. I told myself I'll move to Myrtle Beach.
What's good? It's your boy J. Cool. Y'all niggas out there saying y'all got money? Check this out.
Another time. So I ended up counting my money. I had about $5,000 and I said, fuck it. Around this time, $5,000 was a lot, so I had enough money to move. I I wanted to move with a job. I wanted to transfer my job and work at Walmart in Atlanta, but I ended up losing my job because that day when my tires got slashed, I never pressed charges. So the police ain't do nothing about it, even though they got it on tape. And because of that, you know, I took matters in my own hand, and I had Duke and the Northside Hoods and some niggas from Northeast Side posted up at Walmart every day, and I was making everybody feel uneasy there, so they decided to let me go. And that's crazy. It's like I got fired because I did snitch on the person that slashed my tires. And I felt like I ain't had to because they got it on camera, so why do I gotta tell who did it? Y'all see who did it. I didn't, but they wouldn't do nothing unless I pressed charges. So I ended up losing my job, and I got a criminal record, but I had $5,000, so I was like, fuck it, I'm still gonna move. So right before I moved, one of my homegirls hit me up, and she was like, yo, I'm doing this party at Club Ciroc in Florence. She was like, you need to pull up, I could get you set up with the VIP section. And she was like, I could get you to meet Cherokee, the porn star, and Pinky, the porn star. All you gotta do is pull up. So I'm like, shit, hell yeah. So me and Duke got in the whip, and we headed down to Club Ciroc in Florence. And I had so much bread at this time, I gave Duke like $100, $200. Then we walked inside the club. Man, I felt like a celebrity walking in that joint, yo. Felt like everything was in slow motion, all eyes was on me. Soon as we got there, I met up with my homegirl Ty, and she ended up escorting me to the VIP spot. While we chilling there, they started playing that Roger That song. That's when that shit just came out, I guess, cause that was my first time hearing it. And I'm like, yo, this shit pretty fire. So while I'm sitting in the VIP section, I'm seeing mad shorties checking me and Duke out. And one shorty walked up to me and was like, yo, you can buy me a drink? I'm like, yo, you fucking? She said, damn, that's rude. She's like, all I want is a drink. I was like, well, I ain't got no money to spare to anybody that's not doing no favor for me. And this shorty had a Jamaican accent. She like, you cheap, man, you cheap. She wasn't even fine, yo, so I don't know what made her think I was gonna buy her a drink. There's way better shorties in here. Then one of the strippers came up to me and was like, yo, you trying to go in the back with me? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, come in the back. So I was walking back there with her and I see condom wrappers on the floor and shit. I'm like, oh, nah. I'm good. See, this time I knew I was fucked up because I want it easy. I don't want a chick to play hard to get. I want it easy, but then if I get it easy, I don't want it because it's too easy. I know that shit sound crazy, but that's how it was. In reality, if it's easy, I don't want it. But at the same time, I don't want to put in a lot of effort to get it. I was just tripping. But anyway, Ty came up to us and was like, yo, Pinky not here, she not coming tonight, but I got her on the phone. So she passed me the phone, and I said, hey, and I was talking to Pinky the porn star. Then I passed her back the phone, and she was like, y'all ready to go meet Cherokee the porn star? So she took me and Duke to the back, and we met Cherokee the porn star, and she gave us these promo videos and this little card that I still have till this day. Shit was wild that night, man. We was turning the fuck up, man. Even though I had a good night, I was still like, fuck it, I'm not staying in South Carolina, yo. I'm moving to Atlanta. So a few days later, I dipped.
Get on you, man. Get on your head, dog. Fake ass mini-me. Oh,
Little fake ass mini-me. With the fucking breeze. I hit him with the case. 150 niggas. Get your ass down, Dave. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm like a Muhammad Ali. I make your ass fly like a butterfly. Make your ass got down, fucking down soon. I put the kill him, my fucking skin, got to stay in face. Take that damn shit off, ain't mad at you. Put up in the hood, nigga, hit you with a 22.
Hey, he stopped. He stopped. Hey, yo, I got him. Yo, he think I'm gonna hit him with a flow. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna hit him with the bleach so he can fucking watch that. He ain't fucking with me. I'm the nicest ass nigga that's on the MIC. But tell me for real, why he stuntin'? Nigga over there when he really all frontin'. Fitted cap not his, but the do-rag not his, but them J's and shoes is not his. But his drawers be like 3 days old and his balls smell like Benny Gay. I ain't even talking, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just rapping.
Before you drop, you gonna let everybody yo, keep my flow, fuck that. I pimp all the hoes. Y'all got the nice clothes, y'all see I pimped out with the hustle and flow. Y'all niggas know I'm the pimp status.
Niggas like 8 pounds makeover. Nigga get these bitches is more like a takeover. Nigga don't act hard cause you might get hurt. I treat you soft ass like this, you blow my snot in your shirt. Then I stand here and say that you the fuck you gonna do.
Go ahead and get your boys. I got bullets for them too.
Man, with them long ass bubbles you got on your feet. So if you want to talk shit, I'll punch you in your teeth. Nigga, you ain't ready for me with them fake ass grades. So if you talk that shit, I have your ass on the grave. Y'all niggas ain't ready. Y'all fuck with the niggas. I'm trying to tell you niggas. Stop pulling the trigger.
Yo, niggas talking beef. I ain't even gonna Niggas talking beef. I'm a 50 Cent and job.